Hi, I'm Maya Dion, and I am your Bounce Back Widow Coach. I'm the CEO and founder of Widows Do Bounce Back, and here we help people grow in the gap that grief left behind. If you're looking for how to grow forward and you're just not sure where to start, I've got amazing tools for you. I'm here as your queen of how of all things widow to help you map your how to doing the things that define growth, happiness, and peace for you going forward. Be sure to check out my channel on Instagram and on Facebook, and check out the links below to find me elsewhere on the web. If you're looking for membership or community or even events and retreats, please check out the links below. It's all there in the description. Make sure you stay to the end of the video. I've got some goodies in that for you, and I'll see you in the comments. Thanks for watching. Welcome back. It's Maya Dion, your favorite widow coach, and this is the last segment of Dating in Widowland. This segment is called Second Heartbreak, what you need to know, and a couple of things that are takeaways that I didn't know until I actually went through it. Let's get into it. Second heartbreak sucks. We already know that. That's a no-brainer. What are we talking about when we talk about second heartbreak? We're talking about already being widowed and in a state of mourning. We're mourning our relationship that we no longer have. We're mourning the future that we plan to have. And we're mourning the identity of the person we were in that relationship as that person's wife. So we're already there. We're already down, right? We're thinking, woe is me. I'm not who I was. I don't know who to be. We're thinking my future that I planned for myself is now gone. I don't know what to do. I don't know what it looks like. And it's very bleak because it doesn't have the things that I plan to have in it. And three, it is the person that I'm not, or I'm very lonely in this space because I don't have, I'm mourning, I'm mourning the relationship. I'm mourning being in a relationship. So I'm lonely. I'm missing that companionship and that familiarity and that comfort zone that I had in that relationship that's gone now, right? There we are. So alone on all ends, sad on all ends, we begin to heal. We begin to move and shift from, ew, I don't want anybody else because they're not him, to, well, this person is interesting. Well, I can kind of see a future. Well, I like who I am now, and the identity that I had before is gone, but this is okay. I'm feeling who I am, and I'm moving along in life, and my future looks okay as this person that I am. And, without my husband and the identity that I'm sitting in, I'm getting to know her. And the relationship that I lost no longer defines me. The grief of it no longer defines me. I'm finding new definition in my life and purpose and movement every day right now, right? And then a relationship comes along and we find ourselves in a space of like stages. Like one is, I'm scared to hope this is going to be anything. I'm not even going to pay attention to it. I'm not going to, I'm not going to read too much into it. It's not going to be anything. I'm just going to, oh, well, don't worry about it. It's fine. Then a relationship comes along. And now we're in that space of, oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't want to hope, but this is kind of exciting. This is new. I'm scared, but I'm hopeful, not too hopeful. I'm a little shell shocked because I know what it's like to lean into something and then have that rug pulled out from under me. So I'm not really ready to lean in. So we'll play it cool. A couple of months happen. You become close to this person. You begin to start to see your identity is shifting to become comfortable with this relationship. Now your identity is including this relationship, not in the symbiotic way that it was in a marriage, but something close enough that it's different from being alone and you like it. And then there is the shift in your hopes about your future begins to change. You begin to see a future with this person because that's instinctive. Please stop beating yourself up about seeing every new guy that you date as a husband. Stop it. That's normal. That's absolutely normal. So stop beating yourself up and feeling like a weirdo or feeling obsessed or feeling desperate because that's what you think of. You just came from a marriage. Doesn't matter how many years ago it was. The last serious relationship you were in, that's how you're going to frame the next relationship you're going into. It's normal, okay? Now that we have that out the way. And your grief in this new relationship is now shifted. Now it's not a space of, oh no, my life is over or my life is different because he's gone. Now I have to cope with this. Now it's, I don't have to cope with not having anybody to lay next to. I don't have to cope with not having anybody to go with me to things, not having a companion, not having a confidant, not having a bestie, not having a person. I don't have to do that anymore. So now it's not so much that this is, oh, so wonderful and new. It's just different. It's, oh, how do I feel about that? Am I guilty? Am I relieved? Is there joy? Are there all the feelings all at once, right? And then the relationship ends. And now you're heartbroken again. And the first thing you think to yourself is, now I have to start all over. Now I'm back at rock bottom. This is not true. And that's what I want to talk about in this segment. The things that we don't really think about when we talk about second heartbreak is what I want to talk about here. 3 things. We already know that it sucks. We already know that our identity, our future, and our grief is shifted in a relationship. And we already know that all of those things feel like they're all back at square one when the relationship is over. But second heartbreak is actually in disguise, kind of, for the first thing that people don't think of, a refiner. This, once the pain has subsided a bit, will teach you something that you can be broken or feel broken, I should say, because we're talking about facts versus feelings. You can feel broken and love again. You can feel incapable of joy, and joy can come back around. You can have multiple feelings while you can still love your husband, but now you found out that you can make room in your heart for someone else, and there the two do meet. They never have to compete. They never have to compare. They don't occupy the same spaces. And you also learned that love languages can look different and still be love, or still be like, or still be a relationship that was seasonal or temporary. You have learned something about yourself, that you are capable. You're still alive in there. You did not die with your husband. You did not break. You are working properly. You are more than you thought you were. That's the first thing. The way I know it's not rock bottom is because you're not going to react the same way. You've been through this before. It may not be the same gravity of loss, but you have been through feeling like smack down to rock bottom all over again. And what you learn from this is you were healing and you're still healing all along. So just because this new love didn't last doesn't mean your healing was fake. It doesn't mean that you started to heal from your husband and then this person ruined it. No, you are still healing from your husband. So multi-layers of grief that come in don't negate the first one. This just means that things are a little bit more layered now. You're not starting over. You're starting from experience the next time you want to be in love, the next time you're in a relationship. You were never actually starting over when you got into this new relationship because you were starting from experience then. Even though you felt like that was rock bottom, you brought with you being a wife, a mom, a person in a long-term relationship, someone with boundaries and preferences and needs that you were in touch with. Like you weren't starting from scratch, even though you felt like you were then. So in this instance, after the pain of this is over, you won't be starting from scratch again. You'll be starting from, okay, now I know what boundaries to set with the next person. Now I know what boundaries I may have set that with this person that didn't work, that I may not agree with anymore. Now I know myself. I know what it's like to be intimate with somebody new, whether that be physical or mental. I know what it's like to compromise with somebody new. I know what it's like to have feelings as weird and strange and new as they were for me then. Now I know I'm capable. I know joy is possible because I had, or I thought I had it I had a taste of it. And now I know I can do it again. So there's that piece. That's the first thing. The second thing is, regardless of how this relationship turned out, you found out something else about yourself. You found out that there are other people in the world that see what your husband saw. Maybe not exactly. Maybe because the reason that this person is out of your life is because they didn't see it in totality. They didn't appreciate it the way your husband did. But it means there's something inside you that shines so bright, it attracts people. You are lovable. Now, this might be something that sounds obvious, but it might also be something you convinced yourself you weren't. And when this person chose you, it made you feel amazing. It made you feel seen and loved again. But them rejecting you makes you think all that's negated. It is not. He is saying he doesn't want to go further with you, doesn't make him jump in the time machine and say, I never liked you. He did. He did. He liked you. He saw you. He was attracted to you. He entertained it, all the things. So while this is not so much about validating his feelings for you, this is more about validating your feelings for you, knowing you are worthy of more than this person could even be. But at least at least this, at the very least, a person choosing you because you're worth being chosen. You don't have too much baggage. You don't have too much grief. You don't have too many years on you. You are perfectly fine the way you are right now. And I want you to sit in that. I want you to think about the fact that you had a moment where you were thinking, I can be loved. I have a future. I can be this new person. That is not the temporary part. That is the permanent part about learning and loving and having the opportunity to be in a relationship again. Because regardless of how any of it turns out, all of them are temporary. All of the people that you share time with, that you have a relationship with, that you get to know, all of that is temporary. Everyone is borrowed. However long you're with them, you don't know. But in the space of having someone want to get to know you, you now know the answer to that. You know you are lovable, you are worthy. And if that's something that you didn't identify with before without your husband telling it to you, now you can stand in and affirm what God says about me is true. I am lovable. I am chosen. And this is a time now to maybe reflect on what God says about you and think about how, while this was a possible way for God to redirect your thoughts to what he says about you and not what this other guy says, it also maybe was a reminder to you in a way that you could see it. Because God has been telling you this whole time, you are chosen, you are blessed and highly favored, you are all the things, right? But if you weren't listening, maybe this was a wake up call to let you know, no, other people see it. It's definitely true. Whether they have the capacity to hold it properly, whether they have what it takes to be worthy of it, is a completely different story. But maybe this was God's way of saying, I need you to focus on what I'm trying to tell you about you. I need you to focus on the fact that you are absolutely worthy of all the attention, all the love, all the being chosen. And maybe if you hear it from somebody else, you'll snap out of the feeling that that's not you, that you're not worth that. So while I have your attention, while there's, he said his message and I plucked him out of your life because he wasn't worth your time. Now maybe you'll listen. Now maybe you have that validation that you are loved, you are lovable, you are worthy, right? Just a, sidebar there. The last thing that is overlooked about second heartbreak is the element of surprise. What am I talking about? So there was a time in your marriage or before you got married when you met your soon to be husband where you could not imagine what was actually going to happen. You had your ideas, you had your hopes, you had your dreams about your future, but you had no idea in a million years this was never what you thought was going to happen, that you were going to have these wonderful years with this man, all the laughter, all the ups and downs, all of the things could not be predicted by you at all. If somebody had told you you were going to have love again after him, you would have been like, oh, you got to be, there's no way in the world. No, I can't believe it. So, therefore, you have no idea what's in store in your future. 2, 3, 1 year from now, you could be living a completely unexpected life. And this relationship proves it. If not, it was already proven with the relationship you were in with your husband, but it wasn't something that you were paying attention to because you didn't think things were going to change. Not one day were you able to predict the next day. So you have no idea how your life was going to turn out, but it turned out for the best, and then it was over. Okay. That season in your life was over. A new season came where it was grief and darkness and despair. And then some healing happened. Maybe you weren't completely healed, but healing enough that you felt like, maybe I can love again. Do you remember when you first lost your husband? If someone had come to you and said, hey, love again, you would have been like, get out my face. You got 5 seconds. Exactly. So you have no idea what's in store for you. This is proof that whatever is coming, there are good times to be had. There might be some bumps in the road too, but you don't know. And that's kind of exciting because even though this relationship ended, there were some laughs, there were some good times, there were things that kept you hoping. There were things that kept you happy and prayerful and joyful. Joy was possible, and you can remember a time where you thought it wasn't. So now in this space, what did you learn that you were supposed to take with you in this space? That joy is what? It's an inside job, yes, but that joy returns. Yes, pain returns, everything. And there is the saying, Gamze Yavor, this too shall pass. I'm probably not pronouncing it right in the Hebrew translation, but this too shall pass doesn't mean get over it. Doesn't mean this is a small thing. I used to think that, and it used to bother me to hear it. What it means is everything takes a turn. Everything. Joy takes a turn. Pain takes a turn. The great thing about pain is joy is coming. The great thing about joy is you get to enjoy it and you get to prepare yourself and absorb all you can and know that I'm going to store up some of this joy for when the pain times come. And then the pain times come again and you can think to yourself, man, eventually joy is coming back. That is the point of the story. And I'll link the story below because there's a story about this too shall pass that goes with it. It's a really good story. It's pretty short, but it's about a king that is looking for eternal happiness and eternal peace. And knowing, the moral of the story is knowing that each of these things take its turn and each of them have their goodness about them, even the pain times. That is how you can eternally be at peace. But I'll let you read the story. So those are the 3 things that people are overlooking or don't really think about or aren't really discussed when we talk about second heartbreak. There is the fact that, the element of surprise, like I just explained to you, where joy is coming back, joy is returning. And now you have proof, and now you know what to do in a space of despair in the pain times. You can think to yourself, but joy is coming. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I can be at peace knowing that it's coming for me. It's come before, it's come again, it's coming again, right? The second thing was that you found out you're lovable. You found out that God may have sent a different type of messenger to remind you that you are worthy and capable of love again. But now that he has your attention, what are you going to do with that? Are you going to wallow in, oh no, I'm not lovable anymore? Or are you going to take what the messenger said and go, I see what you did there, God. I got you. Now I can pay attention. Now I can see where else you have love for me, because it might not be in another relationship. Maybe it's in you. Maybe it's in the next endeavor. Maybe it's in me, but I know now. I hear you. I wasn't willing to listen to just you and just the Bible. I hear it. I'm worthy. Okay, I got it. He didn't choose me. He wasn't worthy of me. but he had eyeballs. He had common sense. He knew that I was definitely an investment that was worth pursuing. So there's that. And then the idea that you're not back at square one. You are healing from experience, and you are still on a journey of healing. This doesn't knock you all the way back to rock bottom, because you have under your belt the healing that you've been doing and the healing that you know you can apply now because you've been through this before. I hope that was helpful. That is the end of this dating series. Please feel free to comment below about anything else you'd like to talk about. I've got more segments and more series is coming up. Please like and subscribe if you love this. I'm Dion, your widow coach, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching Dating in Widowland. I hope you loved what you saw here. I hope the information was so helpful for you. This is a series. If you're looking for more in-depth, really juicy, awesome information from someone who actually dated and remarried in Widowland, please check out the rest of the series below. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please drop them below. I always answer my comments. Thanks for watching. Bye.